Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and it is good to be back. I thought I'd let you enjoy that track, because it is generally one of my favourites, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. So we're going to get going here in just a moment with turn 71, which is going to be really rather interesting to say at the very least. I think it is turn 71, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 71. So who we got here? We got AT, welcome my friend, Rez, John, how many fish have you blown up today? Hello there, Rez, once again. Leonidas, how you doing there, my friend? Alexander, good to have you back. My good Steel Division 2 friend and Racer, good to have you, my friend. We'll see. What time is it in Oregon, then? I don't imagine it's 2. Is it like, I don't know, morning, afternoon, something like that? Hey, doing there, Anna? Good to have you, my friend. The guy who points out every time if I've missed a bloody pilot. Hey, doing there, Sal? Good to have you, my friend. Okay, so we'll get into this in just a moment here. Minimize that so I can see the screen as well. There we go. Okay. There we go. Reveal that awful desktop. 6 o'clock. Sorry, 9 o'clock, wow. I was going to say if I did it at 6 o'clock, it'd only be 10 o'clock then. I mean, this is it. If I did it later on to be more accommodating to you Americans out there, it's it's pretty difficult. Like, I'm running into the actual nightmare. How you doing there, Josh? Well, I will be returning to Twitch at some point in the near future as well. The reason why I'm doing all these on YouTube is just so more people are aware of the actual streams and of the game itself. It seems that more people are aware when I stream here versus on Twitch. But I will be using both of them. I'm not going to abandon one or the other. But I think this is it. It's just to make sure that everybody can actually get involved as well, which is nice. At the end of the day, this is, as I've always said, a learning series. The intention is that you guys see my mistakes, you see the trials and tribulations, but also the success and the victories, the highs and the lows as we learn together. So I want to make sure as many people can get involved in that as possible. But before we do begin, just to make sure that everybody is aware of the rules, of course, there is no information to be shared between streams. If you watch THG, I would suggest that you just watch only THG, unless you're able to basically keep any information to yourself. Of course, if you watch just me, I prefer that you just watch just me, as you're able to then fully interact without any worries. And the reason for this is we do not want cheating of any kind. So there we go. And so that a warning, of course, as everybody does know at this point. I mean, we're like, what, 200 videos in? Near enough 200? Might be just shy of 200 videos at this point here. There we go. After finishing a road trip 5 hours ago, I visited relatives who owned a petrol station and joined a New Year's party. I got a free straw this movie. You have the most exciting life sometimes, John, I swear. How you doing there, Blinson? It's my favourite Singaporean. Can you show the name of the turn? Yes, indeed. So we'll look at the turn 20. Shells for kids. Interesting. She's in the Pacific. Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, expensive ones indeed, I bet. So we'll go in then and we'll take a look at what has gone on today then. I don't think there's terribly much here to be worried about per se. It's more so seeing what happens. We're not going to be dropping the paratroopers today. We will be dropping at the end of this turn, though. Just love the way you're doing the game. Ah, thanks, man. How was Operation Vacation, the invasion of Hawaii going? I thought it was going to be like a long-running rhyme there. It's going well enough. It's going well enough. Oof, make sure you are looking after yourself there, John. Okay. The music's intensity is picking up right on cue. Hey, doing there, Keith? Good to have you, my friend. Yes, no more tears. Right, so still low enough from San Fernando. It is interesting that we are losing equipment, but I suppose that's due to the small nature of the port's facilities there. Right, so we do see Sea Lion. So he's continuing to engage the actual ASW assets around Kopang. As to whether he believes that anything has actually resided in Kopang, I'm not entirely sure at this point in time anymore. I'm glad that he is. It seems that this submarine may be a new one in the area or potentially joining. I would imagine they would have sent his submarines over here to Ambon, so perhaps he believes that the MKB is still at that position, but then he did have detection over here. So I'm not entirely certain on that one. I will have to replot these patrol patterns over here to the north. He has reduced the amount of submarines he does have in that area. And Task Force 291 has merged with 96 there, 7599. So that's at Manadao. So I think that is I think it was a APD or DMS. I think it was a DMS that was merging with the submarine tender. Okay, I can't see any details here as of yet. Ideally nothing moves, but I expect something will move here to Hengyang, but we will have to just wait and see. We do have the heavy cruisers here of the Imperial Japanese Navy opening up once again with their 200mm guns upon the city of Wankao. It's a good job that Wankao is actually a port city, a coastal city. Otherwise it would have been significantly harder to take. At least we get to actually open fire with bigger guns. And guns he can't fire back at, which is very nice. Oh, it belongs of a Thai religion from my past my grandfather. Interesting. You have a very interesting life, John. Oh dear, I wish I could have some interesting trips like that. There we go. That's the Gao opening fire as well. Hakazi. So, we're still looking at very low moonlight here, so 33 casualties inflicted there, not terribly great results there, but not bad. The beauty of this is, even if these casualties are low, we just come back with night after. This is down to the moonlight. Yeah, written as the spot of for Kumano. Unfortunate, but we will have better results in time. You remember the first time we bombarded, we had over 800 casualties inflicted. It's just the moonlight that needs to increase here, but the low moonlight does benefit us elsewhere as well. Right, so we move into the daytime here. Feeling some anxiety here, I tell you that. Oh, Kevin, oh. Been living a lie. Kevin. So is that like from Final Space? Is that a, because Kevin in Final Space is fantastic. Right, luckily he does miss over here, but it's interesting to see that there's two submarines down here at Kandari. A little bit too late, but the good news is we do actually have some mines over here at Kandari. Only a few mines, but he may actually run into them, ideally. That would be quite nice, actually. So moving into the air operations here in VAM. Submarines reported around there. He's probably trying to keep tabs on the combined fleet, but we'll try and make it difficult for him. There we go, the G41 attacking the Sailfish there, supposedly. Still spotting those ships of Wallace Island, which is interesting enough. Yeah, there we go, continues to hit. That's good. Right. The KF-48s are doing a good job. Cats are firing. I'm looking forward to seeing the bombing run at Shangtan. That will be rather interesting. Right. So we're going in with a sweep over Shangtan, and as I expected, we're not finding air resistance here. But I'm glad that we did buzz it overhead. And another few there. Love the sound of the engines there. Any plans to get a carrier or two to help the troops on the Chinese mainland? I don't think it requires carriers. I think we have enough land-based air power. Like, for example, here. This is where we're sending in large raids. So we're flying at 3,000 feet here with 41 Ki-51 Sonoyas, 12 Ki-30s, 39 Ki-21s, 5 EDAs, but we do have more to come as of yet. Being escorted by the Ki-27s here. Right, I can't see if there's any movement here. I am... If you guys can tell, I've got some anxiety in my voice here, and that's because I don't know what's going to happen. I really hope he doesn't respond as much as we would fear. So there we go, we do have a number there. Wow, that is actually pretty good casualties inflicted there. So 424 casualties reported there, lots of disabled. We will have additional bombers, but that's a good result there. So that's from the clear terrain. That's very good to see there. Now they might be in movement mode, which might be why they've taken additional casualties. Oh, we lost plenty of Sallies over Malaya. How you doing there, Steins? Good to have you, my friend. Welcome back once again. Yeah, good raid, good raid. We should have more going in over Xiangtan. Yep, here we go. A couple more going in. Yeah, I think you'll be handing it over soon enough. It's going to be really interesting because I'm trying to avoid becoming the Friar. I always end up being the Friar of these Road Waves series due to that. I just don't have as much in the way of experience. So another 81 casualties inflicted there. More Idas going in. 8 casualties there. Tojo's flying over Singapore. No targets. More Sonoyas. Oh, there we go, 24 casualties there. Do lose an aircraft, unfortunately. Now, the reason why they go in patchwork like this is due... basically, I'm trying to increase the amount of AA verifiers. Right, so we do have the Oscars actually escorting as well now. I could probably increase that. Hello. So he's actually going in here with Catalinas. We do have Ki-43-1Bs. Now, these guys don't have a huge amount of armament, but I think they do have one HMG. So I don't imagine we'll shoot down these Catalinas, but we can damage them. But that's an interesting choice he's making here, so I wonder where they might be flying out from. They could be flying out from potentially Broome, or even further afield. Okay, so another one damaged. It's not yet turned away, another one turns away, there we go. Just one remaining versus 4 Oscars. 1 Oscar is damaged, and the Catalina is damaged, spins away on fire. I don't imagine that they would be shot down, but that's good. We actually did cause them damage there. So that's nice. Glad we keep up the combat air patrol over Kopang. Yeah, Broome potentially. It seemed like it was coming from Broome. Yeah, the 12.7mm. Now, we did secure Balapapan last time, which is really good news. Right. I still worry about the situation over here in China. I've got to accept the fact that there probably will be a lot of forces heading to Hengyang. I'm just really hoping he doesn't go for it. I've been looking for the game. Yeah, if you go ahead and check out on the Matrix store, it might still be on sale, actually. That's good to know. Well, back in the French series, I didn't realise that all Guns Forward designs were just not workable. They are now, which is nice. Yeah, it looks like it came from Broome. But we can take a look at that. It's good to see that we are reporting hits against these actual submarines out there. Fruit of the 12, yeah, definitely worth picking up now. I think it's down to like $20 odd. Definitely worth picking up. So the turns so far so good. I am feeling an incredible amount of anxiety over China, but we'll see. If you just type in like Matrix Games I want a Pacific, it'll come up. Just type it in Google, you'll find it there, Sam. Yeah, seal reported. Now, it could be V1 by Wallace Island. We did have reports of a light cruiser south of Rabar, but we'll see about that. We'll go ahead and check them out. You're most welcome there, my friend. But yeah, it is on sale, so I would definitely recommend picking it up. So there we go, we're landing over there. I don't think there's resistance, as far as I could tell. We'll find out soon enough, anyway. I have made a mistake in Mindanao, though. I definitely did go in there really unprepared. If I was to do something like that again, I would not go in there. Ah, okay, so we are attacking here. We do have the 45th Chinese Corps. Now, I'm going to be looking towards seeing what their supply situation is like. So they do retreat, which is interesting to see. Right, so they still have supply then, unlike the Changman. That's interesting. So I do take 225 casualties, 1 destroyed, 22 disabled. We inflict 1,000 casualties, 44 destroyed, 55 destroyed, 3, 11 disabled, 2, 5. They do retreat. It's a shame they didn't surrender, but they still have supplies over here then at Aichang. That's good to know then, really. Well, this is going to draw supplies up this way, which is going to be good. How you doing there, Clark? Good to have you, my friend. There we go. So we can continue to advance to the north. Now, he will not know about the 34th Division that is joining in over there, actually. 287, so it has been reduced below 300. That's quite good. Yeah, 9-1 is good assault odds, definitely. Oh, 15 euros, wow. Yeah. Definitely worth picking up. Wow, so we've got 50 viewers in today. That's fantastic. So if each of you could actually like the video, I'd very much appreciate that. It does help the channel to grow. And it makes you feel like a good person, so win-win, right? Oh dear. Right, okay. So the last bombardment from the heavy cruisers was underwhelming, but again, we just carry on each and every day. There we go. So no casualties inflicted. Now we are looking at 378. I need to get them down to ideally 100 AV, and then I could probably consider it as low as possible, really. Right. Oh, hello there, Lupus. There we go. So we've got our good friend Lupus here. Good to have you, my man. I hope work is treating you well. I hope you got more time off than you did when you started, actually. Oh, I'm sorry, John. Okay. Indeed, Tenno, Heika, Banzai. No Banzai today, actually, which is interesting. We did take a few bases as of last turn. But here we are, moving on to the... Is it the 15th of February now? Or 16th of February? I forget it. I think it'd be the 15th of February today, then. We'll see in a second. But yeah, a relatively uneventful turn compared to what it could have potentially been. I really do want to take a look at China and see what's going on there. God damn it, John. How many animals do you have? Right. Singapore detachment delayed due to... Right. Singapore not being available. That's unsurprising. Okay, so there we go. We move in. Fantastic. Now let's see China. Whoops. Enhance. Enhance! There we go. Right, okay. I don't want to believe it. Okay. Oops. Okay. Oh, they're the neighbor's animals. Okay. Okay. I don't want to believe that he's not moving any forces, but as far as I can see, it looks as if he's not moving forces, and that's rather exciting news there. If that's indeed if that's indeed true, then that could legitimately mean more than we could have ever have hoped for. Okay. So, oh, yes, he has 4 units over here. Interesting, interesting. Keep it together. Don't get too excited. Yeah, I'm trying not to just break out into laughter here. But that's good news. Oh, okay. I thought the 34th would have actually arrived by now. I might have actually misconstrued that. Let's see, where's the 34th? Dear God. Yeah, supply down here is low. The reason for it being low is due to the fact that there wasn't much down here previously. Due to the fact that more assets are down here, supply is beginning to move. Like, beforehand, there would have been, like, hardly anything, if anything at all. But now, due to the fact that troops are in the area, supply is being moved up over here, which is good news. So we are okay. Like, you can see that this unit here does indeed have the supplies required. They have 402 in the hex there, which is good enough. The reason why I have that unit there is to actually put pressure on. Right, so we do see there's 4 units over here. I would have preferred to have both of the regiments arrive here, but due to me misclicking, I didn't have the 2nd regiment arrive, which is unfortunate. What I'm going to do then is have it just move, which is actually not a good idea considering it resets the progress. I'm going to reload the turn because I shouldn't have done that. That's exactly what I did last turn, and I need to stop doing that. So we're going to reload that and take another look. Okay. Am I going to see the replay again? No, surely not. Maybe. No, okay. Oh, no, yes. Okay. Whoops. So we are gonna... Right, we'll speed this one up then. I should have saved it and then reloaded it. So we're gonna see it quickly again. That's my bad. Yeah, so note to self, do save it before you restart it. So at least you guys get to see it quickly again. We'll go through it as quickly as possible. Who knows, we might see something that we missed previously. Oh no, it's fine, it's fine. Like, I didn't do anything, so it's absolutely fine there. So skip that. Ah, John. Okay, so we'll get back into it now. I accidentally restarted the replay. I meant to save beforehand, and then I forgot about that. Yeah, I'll spam it, don't worry. Yeah, exactly. You get to see the replay again at lightning speed. Okay. It's interesting to see that he has not actually hit Balabapan. I did expect him to actually hit Balabapan. But this was actually remarkably effective there. That's quite good. I mean, we did come in at 3,000 feet, but that is really interesting. Is that how many units were here before? Oh no, it's the... Okay, I thought that was all separate cores indeed, no. Yeah, certainly play abridged. Yeah, we can win this location. I could do with more air power hitting Bataan, but it's one of those. Yeah. But yeah, so it looks like they came from Room. As far as I can tell, maybe further afield than Room. I don't know if he's moving. I don't know. I don't know. I find it weird because it's like I don't want to get excited. I don't know. I'm trying not to get excited, but as far as I can see, it looks like he's not moving anything at Henyang. And if he's not moving anything at Henyang, then oh my good god, we might have just hit the Jap there. Unless he's just trying to allow us to get in there. I don't think you get different results. I think it's basically the same thing every time. Oh god. I just... If he's not moving troops, then yeah. That's going to be good news. Yeah, so we're still seeing 1,000 there. Right, okay, so we're back in, so we need to save it before I do anything, note to self. I think I was just getting too excited there. But, god. I don't know, I find it's so hard because I want to be laughing, I want to be like giggling like a madman, but the thing is, it's like, I don't trust that he's not moving anything, and I find it very weird that he wouldn't be moving anything, so I don't know how to feel about it. It's good, it's obviously amazing. If he's not moving anything, then we'll have a really amazing time. But we'll see here. So what I'm going to do then is just quickly save it so I don't lose that again. Might be in a wally. So it's into part 1 there, save it there. See you later then, Josh. Have a beautiful time, my friend. Yeah, don't sing Call of His Carriers in one go. Oh, if only. Right, there we go. Are we giving the IGA a Operation A for what is to come? What we'll do then is we'll have it come the turn after then to rip in a little bit, but even then we might have to be quite careful. I don't want to give him any sort of like hints as to what's going on. I don't know if he knows about this, so there's still 4 units over here. 6 units here, which is I think what we saw last time. Still 1 unit over here. We're seeing 4 units over here. Hey, doing there, Roland Dutchy. Yeah, he actually missed it twice. So that's quite amusing. Yeah, that's right. Oh, dear. Right, so still 26 units over here. So what we will be doing then is we will be... Yeah, today's the last possible day to drop the paratroopers. We are seeing 9 out of 10 detection over here, 9 out of 10 detection over here, Chikyang and Tagyun. So we will drop the paratroopers next turn. Everything begins next turn. As far as I can see there, Dutchy, I don't think he's moving troops as far as I can tell. I could be really wrong, and I really hope I'm not wrong. Oh, yeah, Twitch. Oh, I'm sorry there, Dutchy. No, yeah, I will go back to Twitch as well. No, we're dropping boys, yeah. We will begin with bombardments over here as well, actually. So I'm going to do then is reassemble the actual divisions. So rebuild these divisions. So we have to go to the A. So be able to get a sense really of what AV is actually available here at Changsha. But the thing is, as soon as we make it into Hengyang, which I believe we will be in Hengyang tomorrow, the cat will well and truly be out of the bag as to what's going on here. Now, I think the armor from Changsha will be in the same hexes as it was yesterday, but they will be nearing Hengyang very shortly. So we'll see exactly what's in position and really what is going to be going in the final attack. I don't know, it doesn't seem as if he's moved forces, which is just exceptional. I don't want to believe it, but if it is indeed true, then, well, it could be a very eventful time. That's interesting to see supply being quite low there. I think that'll be readjusted shortly anyway. Yeah, I don't know why it's so low as it is right now. That is rather odd. Nonetheless, there's still 38,000 tons there. 52,000 tons there. 34,000 tons here. It's probably just the supply network readjusting. We do have plenty of supply. How good is your reconnaissance over Hengyang? We do have 9 out of 10. We do have units here as well, so they would detect something as well, I believe. We'll see. 103 guns. I think we've actually got a greater degree of accuracy over the report. We did previously see less guns. We're now seeing 100 or so guns now, which is nice. And the offensive will be interesting to watch as it begins to... Well, this is it. I mean, if he's really seriously unaware of what's going on here, we will see. Yeah, the 30 miles into the journey. They will arrive tomorrow. So they'll be going in combat. I will do these proper movements as we get to it. I need to make sure everybody goes in correctly. I want to try and make sure the armor arrives, goes in at the same time. The good news is, what we will be doing then is probably having each unit follow one division. So we should in theory be able to have the armor arrive at the same time as the actual infantry. The reason being that infantry move 30 miles on a major road, while as armor moves 60 miles on a major road. Obviously a hex is 46 miles, so they should, even with the actual progress lost, still be able to make it in there. Is it possible THG railed in some artillery? I think we saw previously maybe like 60, 80 or so guns, so I don't think so. I think it's just that our reports weren't as accurate. How you doing, VanHouten? Good to have you, my friend. Going easy on THG is the biggest mistake you will ever make. Yeah. No, he's a good player. He definitely is a good player. I don't know what he knows. I mean, this is it. I don't know what he actually knows about this area here. So, if we take a look then, so we do have the 6th Division. The 104th Division is here as well. Now, they will arrive not tomorrow, but the day after. So the good news is at least we will have the 104th Division to reinforce 2 days from now at Hengyang, which is nice. The 38th Division is still making progress. So they're not too far away. They're basically marching across to here to actually skip the corner, and then they'll march up north there. The river crossing is gonna be somewhat painful, but it's gonna be significantly less painful, apparently. He may have some units coming in, but we'll see. How big is that one detection level? Over Hengyang's 9 out of 10. As far as over here, I don't know if he has any detection. You don't get to see detection over land units unless you see like operation reports of like reconnaissance flights, but even then it's not guaranteed. Right. But that's looking really good then. I mean, this is 2165 AV in here. Obviously, I wish all of it could go in at the same time. Unfortunately, it can't. By the time they reinforce, you'll have enough reinforcements, I'm sure. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. The good news is we'll at least have armor when we do cross, and obviously the armor will be important. I'm hoping that we take the city on the first go. If we take it first go, that'd be amazing. I just really hope that he's not reacted. If he hasn't reacted, he may believe himself to be secure. I think we could feasibly expect fortifications of maybe level 3 or 4, perhaps. And that will be painful. It may prevent us from taking the city outright, but the thing is, if he's not sending forces, he may find the city falls before his reinforcements can get in there. But it will be very interesting. He may be actually trying to lure us in, but the thing is, we're going in hell or high water at this point. We were initially going to go in with double the amount of enemy forces, so this is obviously significantly better. It's going to be extremely interesting here to see what happens. Yeah, having the armor will be very nice. What other air units do you plan to bring into Chinese interior? You'll need lots to tackle Armenian troops. Well, what we intend to do here then is I intend to take Hengyang. We are going to bombard at Changsha, but what I intend to do is take Henyang if possible. I would then like to move to Shaoyang with armor, or just whatever forces were available to take Shaoyang. Basically, I want to keep on moving. We'll land at Chikyang with the paratroopers. The paratroopers will move out to take this road here, and then they're going to move north. I might even leave in a position here to hold the road, potentially. That road is wooded roughs. It's times 3 defensive terrain, which is going to be very good. I mean, having paratroopers here just to hold these areas would be quite nice, but the paratroopers would definitely move here then in order to cut this road. Now, I would like to actually move up here to make sure that this entire road network's cut off. I could move this way, which would be 30 miles per day, and then 15 miles up north, but I need to move this way, which is 4 to 6 miles, so it would take me 2 days to arrive. Near enough 2 days. It might be 1 day, depending on how much progress they have, but probably 2 days, and then maybe 1 or 2 days until they get to that position there, which would be excellent. Above all, I want to be in control. I want to try and make it to these roadways over here. You're not moving to connecting to China to Shanghai. No, that will come after. That will come after. Yeah, see, this is it. What I want to do is I'm so very happy that he has his forces still at Changsha. What I want to do is basically bottom him up in Changsha. I do not want to destroy the Chinese armies. I want to basically render them useless. I want to bleed him drive supply, and I want to get behind his lines and really get to the interior of China. Changsha is merely a bauble on this campaign. It is indeed. It is nothing more than a bauble. It's nothing more than just a nicety to actually have. The real prize here is going to be chunking. It's chunking or bust here, really. What I'm hoping for is the fact that we do have the major roads, and by having armor, we'd be able to significantly make gains here. Now, the good news is by having the paratroopers drop at Taiyuan and Chikyang, that will shut the rail network down over here. The paratroopers from Taiyuan would march north to this road network over here, so then that would cut the road network here. He would only have the one road bringing in supply, which is obviously what I'd want to cut off as well, which is why I'd probably have the armor moving up over here, because 60 miles per day is going to be very, very nice. Okay, as I said, the armor is here. It will be here tomorrow with another few miles as well, so then it'll arrive here to the day after, and then, yeah, we're then moving at 60 miles per day once we cross this area here. So these secondary roads are slowing us down. We do have... Right, so the heavy artillery is moving north as well. I don't know if they'll be needed, but I'm moving all additional assets I can. We do have the tanker regiments that are underway now. So they've finished unloading from the actual transports over there, so they've got 276 miles to go. It's going to take them a couple of days, but that's going to be additional armor, which will be very nice. Curious though, if you connect China with Indochina, how will logistics AI work? It'll be fine. Basically, you can, if you connect up with the Indochina system, have supply, well, you can have resources move over to Fusan, really. It would take some time, but it can be done. I suppose you could argue it's a little bit gamey, but it is what it is, I suppose. Wait, are we still giving this operation name? Operation Shutdown. That'd be cool. I mean, I'd love to call it by Operation Red Dawn, because obviously we'd land with the paratroopers. And obviously we have the Red of the Rising Sun. Or White Sky Red Dawn. Operation White Sky Red Dawn would be kind of cool. Yeah. Actually, I quite like that one, actually. Operation White Sky Red Dawn. That sounds kind of cool, actually. Yeah, I mean, this is it. So, depending on what happens here, what I intend to do at Changsha is we will bombard in the following turn. So tomorrow they will bombard with every gun available here. The reason being that we want to put pressure on him. We want him to start using supply as well. If he chooses to fight us at Hengyang, he may dry up all the supply he has in China. Well, at least in that area of China. But the thing is, we don't want to give him the actual option, really. Because the thing is, if he doesn't fight, then we'll move north if he can't stop us. If he can't stop us, then obviously, yeah, he's going to run low on supply, and then we'll use the bombers. I think we will use the air power to bomb Hengyang, yes, I believe so. I did anticipate these units moving. Now, I suppose we could use them over here, but it probably would be a better idea to bomb this unit over here. He may suspect something's up. It is going to be very interesting to see what he thinks of the fact that we have moved in a significant amount of bombers there. It's going to be very intriguing. That unit's still not moving, which is good news. Operation Catapult, yeah. Paratroopers in essentially one road for at least part of it. Sounds familiar. Hopefully the outcome is better than Market Garden. Well, yeah, I suppose this is... We do have definitely better reconnaissance, really. And there's what I can only imagine to be two base forces over here. pushed him back over there. I could simply shock attack there again unless he moves reinforcements in. It is wooded, so I think that's ×2 perhaps. But we will have the 34th Division to join us shortly. The 61st Infantry Brigade is moving north as well. So they're moving to 8448. 8448, so they're moving up that way. That unit over there, don't not want it to be attacked. But if he has low supply, would be fine with 126 AV. But I'm going to allow the additional AV to arrive. Now, this unit's actually really interesting, so that's moving to 8646. So 8646 is actually going to cut the road. Holy shit, he's actually moved south then, hasn't he? He has, yes, he has. Okay. Nice, nice. Now we're cooking on gas. So he's actually moved south there. Wow, okay, he's going to regret that one. We have spent some political points, but I will double check shortly. So that's great news then. So the actual brigade here, so the 4th Independent Mixed Brigade will arrive over here tomorrow, which will cut that road off there. So it will cut off his retreat towards Nanyang. He could actually find himself in a situation where he is going to be completely obliterated if he has no way out. He will probably retreat in this direction, but then he's going to be dealing with forces here. So if I could get forces moving up over here and then attack him here, he may very well be out of the count there. I would look towards surrounding him if indeed all possible, but that's going to be very interesting. We do have the Norman army, sorry, the not Norman. We do have the army of William. We have the Northern Army underway here, so you can see that we do have the NCPC Army, we have the 8th Independent Mixed Brigade, 41st Division, 69th, 14th, 25th, and 40th Brigade. A total of 2,044 AV marching down the road there. So they are going to be converging upon Nanyang, which is where we saw supply is potentially very low. So if that supply is low, he is going to pay for that. He is going to suffer some horrendous casualties, and we will secure the city of Nanyang, which will secure us another airfield closer to the northern area of China. That would be very nice. Yeah, the northern side operation has turned out to be excellent success. I mean, it's going well. I mean, this is it. He's, I don't know what he's done with the supply, but that's very interesting. So we do have the RGC over here. Okay. Yeah, fuck a war indeed can be brutal. I do not know if he... I don't know. I really don't want to say that he's not reacted. I'm going to say that he has reacted, but we haven't seen it. Remember, he did move out to Henyang without us knowing about it, so he could move into Henyang without us knowing about it. That's entirely feasible. But as far as I can see, he's not moving men. So hopefully that does turn out to be the reality of the situation here, and indeed not incorrect. But we shall see about that. Looking forward to it. I'm really hoping that we actually do get it, and it's all successful. Okay. So we do have the 12th Independent Mixed Brigade over here in movement mode. So they've now crossed. I could have them move into here. It would be nice to have had another brigade actually available. I think I will move in there. I mean, it's entirely unnecessary to send so much in the way of force, to be honest. I think what I'll do is send it north there to make sure he doesn't block our road. So send it north. And then at least it can be moved along the rails, sorry, along the major road. I still do have the 23rd RGC over here, so it's only a few troops, but it's enough to just stop you from taking the Hex. We do have the 55th Infantry Brigade crossing over here as well. So we will have reinforcements soon enough. Hey, doing there, Mark. He still controls Rangoon, so the supply situation has to be under control at the moment. Speaking of, I did run reconnaissance. Right, 1 out of 10. That might be radar detection. I was trying to run reconnaissance. This is something I did after the stream. So from Chiang Mai, I am running reconnaissance flights now of Suyong, which is this settlement over here. So I didn't get any reconnaissance this time around. But what I'm going to be doing then is... it's a good job you actually said that, Mark. What I will be doing then, once we do land and take these bases over here, hopefully anyway, I would then be looking to leapfrog from Tuyun, potentially to take the city of Sungyong, if it's actually ungarrisoned, which I'm hoping it is. If it is indeed ungarrisoned, then we would land then at Sungyong and cut the Burma Road off, I believe. I think that would cut the Burma Road there. He's moving assets into Rangoon, and I'd like to respond to that, but I've moved additional air assets into China. So we do have a K-43 squadron here, so 42 ready aircraft with 2 in reserve there. We do have obviously over here at Hankow. So at Hankow we have, let's see. Yeah, the Oscars, we have the A6 and 2 Zeros as well. So we have 2 Oscar squadrons and we have the Zero squadron. So we've moved in the Rangoon air power, well, the Rangoon attack air power into China itself. So the good news is I can actually cover each of these landings with air power, which is very nice. Oh dear. Well, I suppose this is it, John, isn't it? At least you've had a good time and experienced them personally. Hope you had a great time, actually. Right. Looking forward to it. The good news is I can then potentially even use these air transports to move supply across. I don't know, it's rather strange that supply is a little bit intermittent there, but we do have enough supply here. It would have been nice to have more, but we should be okay. Okay, so of course we will want to be in combat mode when we move in here. What I am going to do here then is make another backup save just in case. I do want to make sure I get this completely correct when it comes to the actual movement of units. I think we should be fine here. Right, back up there. So save that there. I believe what I need to do then is actually have the armor follow the infantry in. How you doing there, Sad Regard? Good to have you, my man. Okay, so we're going to make sure everybody's in combat mode. To be otherwise would be rather poor, so make sure you're in combat mode, so there we go. Now, let's see. Are they following anybody? Right, they're following the 6th Division, okay. So set everybody to combat orders. Set all to follow. That should work. Does it reset their progress? That's going to be the interesting thing. It doesn't yeah, fantastic. That's really good news then. So it has not reset their orders, which is fantastic. It's not reset their progress, I should say. So they still have 30 miles into the 46. They should now follow the infantry division of the 6th Division. So make sure everybody's in combat mode. Make sure the headquarters doesn't follow. So 23rd Army is going to remain here in position. Right, so ideally that will give us the actual planning bonus there. Will actually give us the headquarters bonus. I'm hoping that the actual headquarters, so we will have the core headquarters, we have the army headquarters, and we have the general headquarters over here based at Wujiang, which would be the China Expeditionary Army. So, core, army, general headquarters there. Ideally we receive bonuses from each of those headquarters as we cross. I think we have a good chance. I don't know, it's going to be very interesting. It is going to be a very interesting one here. Now, that is 2165 AV. Obviously, the 104th Division would not go in. They are marching. I don't know if I should have you follow. I may have to double check about that one. Second tanks. No, they're still at 1343. In combat mode as well, which is what we want there. 6 tank, 1446. Sorry, 1346, 1346, there we go. We need to make sure that we have 3 streams this turn, just to be sure, since you know the fate of the... I don't think it'll take us too long, really. I may even do a second stream tonight. I probably have a little bit of time in between and then just double check and then... I mean, I'd like to get the turn out tonight due to the fact that I do have college tomorrow starting again. So it'd be nice to be able to concentrate entirely on one thing at a time. Right, so the armor's moving out, which is good news. I've not told them to plan for Hengyang because I don't want to waste it in case we actually do not need to. Right, so what we're going to do here then is set up for the bombardment. Sold by AV. So we have here 5,280 assault value. I don't know why these divisions have that much supply. That's rather odd. And they're going to be bombarded anyway, so that's fine. I don't know, it's not ideal, but it's fine enough. We're not actually going into combat. Right, so they're going to stay here. Keep them on combat mode. Good to see that they've actually arrived. At least we do have additional engineers here. Let's see, you need to plan for... Well, you're planning for Harbin. I'll have you plan for Changsha. There we go. Harbin obviously wouldn't be exactly great right now. So let's see engineers. So we do have a decent number of engineers here. So you can see we do have a good number of independent engineer regiments. So the good news is if we could actually cut the supply situation off to Changsha, what I would do then is actually leave... I wouldn't attack this city per se. What we would do then is actually draw off probably, I don't know, possibly 2,000 or 3,000 assault value and have it move around. It depends really. If I could like run his supply, well, basically to nothing in the area, So then he fires at 1/3 effectiveness. What I would do then is basically take as much as I could, leave a garrison, well, leave an army here to make sure he can't fight or dislodges, and then march our way around, if possible, or even march across, depending if we took one of these, I don't think I could march across. If I took that, maybe I could march across there. Possibly. I doubt it, though. So as you guys can see, we do control the 2 roads over here, but I do not control these roads. So if I could take those roads away from him, that would be nice. But if I could actually keep him bottled up over here, that would be fucking fantastic, actually. We'll see. I don't know. I'm feeling so mixed about this, because I do not want to get overexcited. Because the fact is, I don't know if he's actually moved. We have seen him move units without it actually coming up beforehand. So what we're going to say is we're going to go with a hesitant... bit of optimism at the moment, really. Hesitantly, really, I suppose you could say. Because we do not know for sure. And I don't want to walk into a trap and call it sunshine, you know what I mean? But we will go ahead this turn. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is divide the unit of Oscars, and what I'm going to do then is make sure we sweep beforehand. To Yun. Right, we need to set the drop tanks. Shit. Well, that's buggered me. Right, so we don't have drop tanks available today. That is really not great. I could probably cover it with the zeros instead. It's not exactly what I would have preferred, but we can still do it. So it looks like the zeros will be covering from Hankau. Not preferable, but it is what it is. This operation will have great memes. That will be a funny armor free mission. Oh dear. Yeah, so I'm going to have the zeros covered. I could even potentially... Well, no, actually. What's the range to Yun? 11 hexes. So they could still make it from Hankau. How you doing there, Altiza? Good to have you, my friend. So what I might do is, in fact, actually have the Oscars move over to Hankau, then, considering the fact that they can't use drop tanks over here. They may not be available to... Well, let's double check here, first and foremost. Yeah, drop tanks aren't available, so we are going to have to move over to Hankau. They may not be available for action... What? Ah, fuck. Yeah, there are too many aircraft, but it's okay. Right, so that range is really somewhat buggered me. It's still fine, I just need more supply here, really. It's annoying that it comes on this day. Yesterday we had that availability, but it is what it is then. Yeah, it seems like due to the actual additional forces here, it's draining more supply than would have been available elsewhere, sorry. Now, I don't have any reconnaissance over Quaitland. Now, what I could potentially do then is, like, buzz over these 3 cities here. Tuyun, Langson, it's 7. So I'm just 1 bloody hex short. That's really annoying. Yeah, 1 hex short. So we'll have the actual zeros do that then. It's... Oh, that's Wuchang. It's not ideal. It's still manageable, you know what I mean? It's just I would prefer to have had additional options. But I can have them sweep. Or even potentially escort, but they're down to 11 fatigue. I think we'll have 1 group sweep. I don't think we need to worry about it too much, but it's probably worth being absolutely sure just in case. The last thing we'd want to be is wrong. Right, so coming at different altitudes there, but we'll sweep Tuyun then with the zeros. I'm going with 3 lots of zeros to make sure that we go in there. Then we'll rest in the day after, really. I mean, it is 11 hexes, so it should be in theory, let's see. So 11 is their new normal radius, so it is within range. It's the limit to the normal range, but they still have another, like, 120 miles worth of range. So they do have the range to make it there, which is fine. It's a shame about this over here at Langson, but it is what it is. I may have these guys potentially use to sweep, but then, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I have them just rest for the time being, then. I could maybe potentially move them to Canton and then move them over, but I think I might make another decision about that one later, actually. Not ideal, but at least we do have the means to indeed cover the landings over there, so it's not the end of the world. Right, so what I'm going to do then... Yeah, thankfully these guys don't need the drop tanks, otherwise that would have had us scuppered. So troop transports, Yokosuka 3rd, SLF. It would have been nice to make sure they had proper escorts, but we'll just have to take it. So I said I'll transport. I may set one of the actual zero groups to actually escort at 10,000 feet, so I'll set the 3rd one to escort at 10,000. Right, so destination is Tuyun, Tuyun, Tuyun. Right, so not as many aircraft over here, so we aren't going to move in as many of them, but we'll move in as many as we can. It is a smaller unit, so ideally it'll get done. So what I'll do then is make sure one of these units is escorting over there. I could send it to long-range combat patrol over at Tuyun. Maybe just escort. It's hard to say, I suppose. I'm gonna drop tomorrow. We can do it. We're still gonna be sweeping over here at Tuyun. And I can set these guys to escort there at 10,000 feet. They may not be likely to link up, but at least there's potential. But it might just be worthwhile just to sweep. Like, we are going to be going in there with 0, so I think we should, in theory, be fine. I would have preferred to have had these zeros available for other duties, but it is what it is. But yeah, I don't want to wait. If I take Tuyun and Chikyang tomorrow, it's not only taking the bases, it's also that shock factor of the fact of, oh, okay, that's 2 bases on my rear that are gone now. Yeah, they're classic escort indeed. Yeah, so we will change targets to Henyang. We did obviously bomb Shangtan today, so he may expect us to bomb Shangtan, but we'll bomb Henyang. So what I'll do then is... So there's set to escort. I may change that. So they did sweep there. Well, their fatigue's not too bad. So what I'll do then is I'll sweep over here to Chikyang. Now they do have drop tank set, but they're not going to need it, but I'll put their range up nonetheless. I could even potentially have some Oscars over here, just to be sure, but... Well, I don't know, it's one of those, isn't it, really? Like, I would have very much preferred to have had the Oscars available. I mean, perhaps we do wait, but I'd rather not wait. I would really rather not wait, because it's one of those of he may then actually put escorts up. I mean, we've seen today, he's only got one group of Tigers after all. He may have had them split, but it's one of these of he hasn't opposed us today, so we'll see. It's one of those of he hasn't had to expect paratrooper landers before, so we'll see, well, at least over here in China, so we'll see about this. So we are going to sweep at Chikyang, sweep at 25. Sweep at 15 as well. Yeah, we do have a 0 squadron going in there, so we'll hope for the best. I'll go in at 10,000 as well here, then. We'll see. We'll see. As far as I can see, there's no air power here. It's hard to say. Now, if I take a look, so that's 5 hexes, Quaidlin 7 hexes, so out of reach there. Well, just so it happens there's just not enough supply here today. I mean, perhaps if I moved out some elements of the squadron, perhaps, but it's not ideal. It's rather irritating. I don't imagine we're too far shy of actually having enough supply, but we'd definitely have supply in the turn after, dropping the paratroopers, I'd imagine. We'll see. It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is what can happen, isn't it? There's no operation that goes ahead without any problems. So what we're going to do then is set up the 27s. I'm going to split the group as well, just to make sure that they do escort. So we'll escort Henyang. I'm going to have them at different altitudes as well, so I might have some at 10,000 feet, in fact. Not that it particularly matters, but might be nice to have a little bit more altitude. No, actually just go in at 3,000 feet, it doesn't particularly matter. At the end of the day, they're already here just to put up a wall. So I'm going to set all the K-27s to target Henyang. They're basically chaff to be thrown aside, really. Right, bombers. Change targets to to Hengyang. Potentially. I mean, this is clear terrain as well. If we had results like we did over here, it could help us out considerably. I don't think it's going to make a massive difference considering the numbers, but at the end of the day, any disruption, any fatigue would be nice to have there. And if we could take out any forces that would be fighting on the ground, that would be preferable from, well, by doing it from the air. How you doing there, Carl? Good to have you, my friend. Right, so we're going to go in 3,000 feet again, so set all bombers here to hit Hengyang. Right, so Noya's going in there. Right, okay. Ground attack over here, Hengyang. Right, so all Sonoyas. Let's just make sure. Do they actually have the range? That's 6. Oh, they might not have the range. No, they don't have the range. Oh, I could move them over here to Wuchang. They wouldn't be guaranteed to fly. Could use them elsewhere, or I could have them stood down. I would prefer to have had more air power. I think I'm going to go and move them to Wuchang. I'd rather have the possibility of having them in use than not at all. So move them over there to Wuchang. It will reduce the amount of load here at the Hankow airfield. It will increase the load at Wuchang's airfield, but c'est la vie. I'd rather have a chance for them to be of use than none at all. Alright, there we go. Thailand may have killed most of its tigers, but the problem is that they don't fly. Hello there, Richard Hopper. Good to have you, my friend. I don't know why your name's green, but that's kind of cool. But hoping you're having a good time, my friend. Right, so I'm going to set them to attack at Hengyang at 3,000 again. So now they can do that. So set all level bombers here to target Hengyang. Set the escorts over here to target Hengyang. It would have been preferable to have the second squadron over there. I'm really quite irritated that we couldn't make use of it, but it is what it is. Right. So those are the bombers there. So it does decrease the amount of overstack over here. I will be pulling out, obviously, some assets soon enough. We'll have more room then. See, the thing is as well, I did turn off any rest for the reconnaissance flights as well, so we have had additional reconnaissance planes going out this turn. So we are getting as much information as humanly possible here now. So we'll just hope for the best. He may not have actually seen this, to be fair. Like, if I take a look and zoom in over here, I mean, that is noticeable when you zoom in, but if you zoom out, it might have just got lost there, just on the map there. Which I'd really be very, very happy if that was the case there. But we will see. It is going to be very, very interesting. It's hard to say if we will be successful, but I think the chances are fairly good. Going to my bed soon. Oh dear. Ah, John, you're like a pet almost, aren't you? So cuddly. So warm. Oh dear. Right, let's take a look. So we've got that set up. So what we're going to do now is make sure we have the actual paratroopers set up. Hengyang, Chikyang, 25th Chinese, Shangtan, Zhangte, Tuyon, Xiaoyang. I think we have enough reconnaissance here over the Tigers. I believe I have 2 squadrons set over Hengyang. Like, reconnaissance doesn't seem to be a problem here. I mean, what's the actual weather over the area? So it's... Right, so it's a mix of bad weather. You know what? Wow, okay. So we actually do have thunderstorms over here. Maybe that might have hidden them? It might... I don't know. It's one of those of maybe. But thunderstorms aren't good. I think they can inhibit progress made, but with the major roads and so much progress made already, we should be good to go. Yeah, I mean, this is it. They've got 60 miles to go and they'll move 30 in a turn. So I think we do have quite a degree of leeway there. Ideally, that will be enough. Right, so moving there. Okay, so we'll set the paratroopers up. I just hope it works, you know? I just really bloody hope it works. Oh, the good news is I can actually have some, yeah, I can actually, I'm gonna take some of these. I might have one sweep. Or I might even have them all just escort. Maybe one sweep just to go in first or something for trying, yeah. I could have them go in at 25,000 feet and then have these guys just escort in. The good news being that, of course, I forgot about the fact that I'm flying out from here, aren't I? So that's fine. So we'll have them escort over Jikyang. They can go in at 10,000 then. I could have two sweeps perhaps, but we'll see. We want to protect the actual bombers more than anything. Not bombers, sorry, transports. So we'll have a sweep nonetheless. I could potentially have all three of them going, but I'd like to have a sweep just beforehand. At least then they might be able to take out some of the enemy without really risk the transports. So what we're going to do here then is set troop transport of the 2nd Raiden Regiment. The good news is I do have very long-range aircraft. Like, these guys are 16 hex, 20 hex max. So what I'm going to do then is set all transports to do the same. So Jikyang, 2nd Raiden Regiment. 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 There we go. So they're all good to go. I'm going to go ahead and double check that the 2nd Raiden Regiment is indeed ready to go. It is 24 preparation for Jikyang. 524, sorry, 25, 426 free guns there. And they are planning. Looking good so far. So we have the paratrooper set up over here at Langson. We have a paratrooper set over here at Hankao. And we will be flying and we will land here tomorrow at Toyun and Jikyang. So before I go for a while, I'll be giving this operation name as of now, Operation Cracking the Dragon. I want to get, yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. It would be kind of cool. Cracking the Dragon is pretty amusing. Red Dragon, Blue Dragon. Right. I don't know, it's going to be very interesting. We will have reinforcements coming in pretty quickly afterwards. I mean, for instance, we do have this infantry brigade, which is 138 miles out. Well, not 138 in total, but obviously quite a few. It's not too far out. 112 or so, unless my maths is terrible. Probably is. Don't do maths on screen. Never goes well. They're 92 miles out. They actually have no progress here so far. Oh, right, they're moving north, aren't they? That's why. So they're going to continue up that way. Right. Yeah, Operation Anaconda. I mean, it's similar very much to the Anaconda campaign, isn't it, really? In a way, yes, indeed. It's a shame that we can't make creative use of the rivers here in China, but we do have the Yangtze helping us out considerably, so I can't complain about that one, really. Right. So these assets. So the 51st Engineering Regiment are moving to Hengyang as well. So yeah, we have 55th Infantry Brigade, we have the 51st Engineer Regiment, the Artillery and Infantry Battalion there. It's not a large unit, but it's still 42 AV, so it would be large in the Pacific, to be fair. So they're going to be marching north. How you doing there, Lucasar? This is Gary Grigsby's War in the Pacific, Admirals Edition. It is a game that is probably the closest, I could say, to actually covering the complexity that was the Pacific War, and it's on sale for, was it $20 at the moment? Down from like the usual 80. So definitely worth picking up. Indeed, we still have the 38th Division there. So the good news is at least we're going to have the 104th will not go in tomorrow, but it will go in the day after. So at least we'll have a fresh division to go in pretty much immediately after then, which is nice. The armor, I don't know, the armor's going to be here tomorrow. It might be here the day after the 104th then, which would be quite nice. I'll see you later then, AT. Have a good one, my friend. And see, Signal Intelligence. Darwin, Calcutta, Kunming. That's interesting. So that's over here then. So is actual activity out here then? So I wonder what it's doing there. But that's good to know. So there's definitely activity over here at Kunming. Activity at Xi'an, and activity at Mandalay. See you later then. John, have a good one, my friend. So tell me if I missed anything since this is a historical footnote. Yeah, I know, right? It's going to be a big one. It's going to be a big one. I will return to chat to make sure everything's done beforehand. But I'm going to check out the wider area now. Right. How you doing, Van Infinite? As far as we can tell, as far as I can see, he's not moving troops. I do not know how accurate this is. I was getting very giggly earlier on, but I've calmed myself down. I don't want to jinx myself. Said by the fact of we haven't detected movement before, we may not detect it again. But as far as I can see, 4 units are here still. Still looking at 6 units over here, which I think is the same as last time. Still 26 here. 1 unit here. 4 units over here remaining. 5 units still here. As far as I can see, there's no movement, but I could be wrong. The information here could be wrong, so we'll see. And does this have real-time battles? Well, the game is turn-based, but then you do have a turn resolution phase, which I suppose you could say in some ways is real-time in a way. It's a very large-scale game. There's nothing else like it. Okay. So here's going for Kandari with submarines again. Now, we do have a couple defensive mines here. Not that many, but a few. Let's see. I don't particularly have a use for Nagara and Izuyu at this moment in time. They could have been. They could do with being rearmed as well. Actually, sorry, tripping up on my words there. I do have a number of destroyers over here, so what I could potentially look to do then is punish his submarines here. So I'll pull out of that. More fuel's definitely required. The APDs are on their way back to Makassar, which is good. Still surprised that he didn't attack over here at Balapapan, considering that we took it yesterday. Would have expected some sort of aerial campaign. We do see 528 supplies still. We are marching here. It's going to take us a couple of days. Now, let's see. It is secondary roads. Looks like we only made 12 miles of progress, so ideally we might make 15 miles tomorrow. But we are moving. We're still in movement mode, but what I'll do then is send them to combat mode just before we arrive at Samarinda. It should be enough to take the actual base there without too much in the way of problems. Right, okay, so we are here now, so we'll actually go ahead and attack this unit again. Now, this is jungle rough, so I'm going to go a deliberate attack. I could probably win a shock attack, but I don't want to go and get too cocky, really. I'll probably push him back over here to this base, but I want to push him away, push him off the roads, try and just... If I can force that unit to surrender, I would be happy, but it will not happen due to the fact that Gorontalo is still allied. Right, so luckily no attacks against our BBs over here. And then import a Dambon. Right, so let's see. Fuso. Yeah, they do need to be rearmed. He's yeah, same story. Hyuga. Hyuga's got a little bit more ammunition. Okay, ops point, yep. She just needs that supply. I do need more supply here, to be fair. So load supply here. Definitely need more supply. Now, these guys have arrived. There's still some elements of the air division over here, which is not exactly great. I would have preferred them to have been completely unloaded by now. How much is aboard? But one unit of motorized support, for fuck's sake. Okay, it is what it is. But the good news is I at least still have one ship available. So you're now available, which would allow me to move in 3,500 tons of supply there. Shaitan. How you doing there, Roachy Roach? Well, as far as I can see, there's no movement here. So, yes, apparently. Yeah. You know, you're absolutely right there, Richard. I don't have an option there for low tender. I'll double check again, but I just checked and I don't think I saw the option there. It might be due to the fact that she needs to be, I'll disband her. It might be that she needs to be disbanded, to be fair. Yeah, so she needs to be disbanded. So there we go. I don't want to, like, have her just eat up all the supply, but I would like to get some supply moved from Babaldoir back down here. Right, then torpedo boat, Camor is finally moving out. Do need additional supply there, but it will generate it on its own. Also, we do need to go in there with significantly more supply to actually be able to repair the facilities there. Well, we'll get to that one. Right, okay. So we did see a Catalina raid down here, and it looked as if it came from Broom. There is an airfield out here. Actual fair airfield as well. Broom's not too bad. Broom might be a potential target in the future, actually. The reason being just for level 1 airfield. Sorry, level 3 airfield, sorry. Yeah, it really is really good, isn't it, Steins? Well, I mean, this is it. It's unfortunate that over here at Lang Son, just on the turn we bloody need it, we are low on supply, so I can't use these guys as of yet. So I think what I'm going to do is allow them just to go out and sweep at, I don't know, I might just have to have them just, I may have them just run escort for the time being and just continue to rest. It's very irritating. They're only one hex shy of actually being able to reach Tion. Had we secured Nanning, that wouldn't have been a problem, but it is what it is. But then again, had we secured Nanning, I would have been dealing with cores and cores moving in on me, and I would not have been able to do terribly much about that. In some ways, it might have been a good thing, but it is what it is. Right, moving down here. I'm still surprised he's moved south, so the good news is we'll be able to trap him here. Well, actually cut the road off there, which is going to be fantastic. We won the victory there. Okay. Now, I could wait for the 34th Division to arrive. Let's take a look at the actual unit. Just have some disruption of fatigue, but considering the fact that they actually kicked the arse of this unit over here, inflicted well over 1,000 casualties. Well, over 1,000 casualties, we should be fine. So we're going to march north. Right, okay, so we're going to take a look at the rest of the Pacific now. So, still seeing 5 units here. How are we doing over here then with the 56th Division? So, I think, were they at 13 miles yesterday? They're now at 17 miles. Might have been 13, might have been 14. Might have been, I think it was 14 miles yesterday. So, still got 2 units over here then. They're no real threat anyway, so it's not too bad. I do have a number of submarines over here that obviously returned, so I'm going to have them move back out this way. Why are they using waypoints? Right. Patrol zone. Let's patrol around Port Moresby. And in fact, I'll have them head out this way and then go around. I don't want them to actually head through that area in case they come under attack from some other asset. So we will use the waypoints then. So set set the destination for over there. Use waypoint. Not a bad idea considering the fact that he does have a lot of submarines in this area. He may be looking to do something nasty with some other assets. So do have to bear that in mind. So having some additional submarines in this area is probably not a terrible idea. There's always that chance we do pick up on something interesting. We'll go ahead and take a look to see if we've detected anything around at New Zealand in a few moments. My bet's probably not, because we just can't seem to catch a break with that one, really. But we'll see. I don't know where his carriers are at this moment in time. I would expect maybe they could be in Australia. Are you doing that G4M? Yeah. Yeah, I like that one, the aircraft. Yeah. Oh dear. Well, I mean, this is it. As far as I can tell, those bases are ungarrisoned. So we would be able to just roll in there, well, drop in there and take it. Still unloading over here, which is fine. We do have a decent amount of supply, which is very nice. Be able to build that airbase up. So I needed it at level 2. I wish I had more engineers, but it is what it is. It shouldn't take us too long to get it to level 2. It will take a little while. I would have preferred it to be less time, but... Ooh. 2 ships moving southeast. I'd imagine that might be like the transports over that way. They still have a chance to run into our submarines down this way, so it's not too bad. Could be interesting. Let's see then. What else do we have around here? No detection? Yeah, vanilla sighting. Overcast. I'm still not seeing any detection over these submarines over here. And I have no detection over here as far as I can tell. Did you even fly last night? I-10. Doesn't look like you flew. I mean, you were running from the... Well, I don't know if I run in the day. I don't think I want to take that much of a risk. I don't know if he's still here. I think it's very unlikely that he's here at this moment in time now. I think we would have picked up on something by now, surely. Especially considering the fact that he did have some sort of glimpse of... I think you've seen the Combined Fleet. He did have detection over the Combined Fleet. So he may have some clue as to what's up. I may go in there, actually, consider it's a level 1 port. There's 2 ships there. I might go in with the actual submarines and actually have a go at it, have a crack at them. If it's apparently a light cruiser there, I'd like to have a crack at that. So I'll go in and then I'll go out. A few more hexes and that would be wise for the return. There we go. I could bring up a second submarine as well, which might be wise. Possibly. I don't know. If there's a light cruiser here, as it does indeed suggest, I would like to have a crack at it. We don't attack the French places. Well, Well, I mean, we took New Caledonia, so, I mean, that is the biggest French island in the area, I imagine. So we've held New Caledonia for a few weeks now, maybe? Well, we have made it in over here, and I've not been detected, which is interesting. There's no mines either, which is quite nice. I'm just hoping I can get these bloody sons of bitches off. These searchlights are ridiculously annoying. If we could just throw them overside, that would be nice. Just over the side of a ship, that'd be very nice. So there's a ship sighted over here, then extreme overcast. One ship, sorry, at Vavu, which is interesting. It could be like a AVD, maybe like a aviation tender. Who knows? Right, so I don't have a detection over here by Christmas Island. We know there's ships around this area. Oh dear, not too terribly much. Actually, we've arrived at Baker Island. I thought it would take us 2 days to arrive here at Baker Island. Well, that's fantastic. So we've arrived at Baker Island. Very nice. Yeah, Sea Power looks interesting. There's actually 2 games coming out, isn't there? There's like one set in World War II and there's like one set in the Cold War, which look very similar, but they look very interesting actually, nonetheless. Right, so far so good, really. I don't know what to make of China. If he's not going, I don't know. It's hard to say. If he's not moving troops in towards Henyang, then I don't know. It's going to be a very interesting game there, really. Sometimes he moves and then sometimes he sits on his hands, and it's hard to know which he's going to do on any given moment. Okay, so we're moving in here. We do have the Abakuma as well, so that's good. Yeah, that's good. I can't remember what the Cold War one's called. Right, so we do have the fast oilers here. They're supposedly undetected, which is good news. I may have the oilers actually disband into the port. Port is size... What size port is this? Size 0. I don't think I can disband into here, but can I? I can disband, okay. I can't dock, though. Hard to say. Let's find Combined Fleet. Don't worry about it, Clark. We will be dropping there. You will see it again. We are going to double check over China again. Right, so as far as I can see, Task Force 73 is without any detection levels, so that is obviously the Combined Fleet. Yeah, the like button would be really appreciated. Thank you very much for that, John. Much appreciated, my friend. It's good to see that the numbers are increasing. It's good to have you guys. Right, so we are building up fortifications here. So we do have 2170 units of fuel over here at Roynamar. I mean, do I have them refuel at Roynamar? I think what I'm going to do is actually just head straight for Baker Island, considering that we don't have any detection. I think I will put a deviation on the course to a degree, but we'll see. Now, so it's going to take us that way anyway. And that's the most direct route. So we did detect something with our aircraft around here. The good news is we are moving into this area where we do have additional aircraft running search, which is good news. So I could put them on ASW while they are here, but they're not exactly great at it. But I think we'll keep it on naval search for the time being. Ah, thanks, man. Much appreciated. Yeah, I mean, this is it. I don't know. I think it's the fact that I'm playing the game as I'm talking to you guys. It's one of these things of like, I haven't done any of this beforehand. This is all, as I'm seeing it, you're seeing it. So I think it's one of those if I'm just talking as to why I'm doing and what I'm doing. I think it leads to a nice way just to go through it. Well, just go through everything. Right, so 1 out of 1 detection there. I don't know if that is from Signal Ops or whether it's from the actual float plane over here. I'm hoping they'll get some sort of detection over here. It might be due to the low level of moonlight. We did have some fatigue, so we might have actually flown. As you later there, Monkey. Have a good one, my friend. Again, no detection here. No detection there as far as I can see. Right, these submarines, so hello, AR. Moving northwest. So they're going to be moving through this area here. So what I'm going to do then, I imagine they're going to be escorted, but what I'm going to do is actually move these submarines into that area. Try and cover it. So what we'll do here then, so that's shallow water, so I need to be here. We'll try and grab him if he comes out. Sinking an auxiliary repair would be quite nice. That would be a good kill there, to be honest. Not tremendous, but anything's good. I'm going to be considering bringing these submarines back shortly anyway. The chance of the world's first carrier battle is increasing. Well, technically, we have already had the world's first carrier battle. That came in the form of HMS Hermes and her actual air group engaging. Well, actually, no, it wasn't a carrier group, was it? But I think they did have planes from the actual carrier group of the MKB defend them. So I suppose in some ways you could argue. But not a direct carrier-on-carrier engagement per se. Normal. A little bit further there. Right, okay. Right, lovely. So Moonlight's still at 0% at this moment. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's true. It was good to shoot them down, really. Right. So he's got PT boats over here, which is interesting. He might be trying to organise for some sort of raid, perhaps. He doesn't look to have a huge amount of detection. I mean, this is still shallow water, so it's not exactly great. They're going to continue out that way, but... in fact, no, they need to head to Balapapan to go refuel at Balapapan, which I think is a shorter distance. I'm not entirely sure about that. They can react while they are there. Maybe not as close like that, but we'll see. Yeah. Right. So that is 16 hexes to Balapapan. Or Balapapan. And 21 hexes to Muri. So this is definitely the better place to go to. We do have our AS, the Cho guy, underway, which is good news. We'll be fine. They return to base anyway, so they'll be able to take on that fuel there. The tankers actually have made it through, which is excellent. Right. So what I'm going to do then is try to position ourselves to try and deal with his bloody submarines here. Right, normal. Okay, so they're fully armed. To be fair, this is not good for him, considering the fact that we do have mines here as well. So I'm going to put out additional ASW. Ah, thank you very much, there. It's much appreciated, my man. Yeah, it's nice to be able to interact. It's kind of boring on your own. You know, you just like playing your own. It's all well and good. Like some games suit it more than others. But I think with the sheer length of what's going on here, it's nice to actually have somebody to talk to. For myself as well, really. It's nice to have somebody. Well, this is it. Like I can discuss ideas. You guys can discuss ideas. So it's something that's consistently flowing, which is nice. They do need to have more fuel themselves, to be fair. We'll see about that. I'm gonna have them remain on station for the time being. I don't want them moving out with without authorization per se. Yeah. Oh dear. Right, so they're moving out. These assets are moving up there. They are at risk of submarine attack, but we have to take that risk. Right. Major roads here then. So if it's 15 miles tomorrow, we'll go then on to combat mode tomorrow, and then we should be able to take the base of Loughton the day after, presumably. I would like more supply over here at Ambon, but again I'm going to wait until we can bombard. I don't want to go in half-corked, obviously. Right, so we do have a heavy cruiser over here, Mayoko. Now, it would be nice to have Mayoko rearmed. I think she could be potentially rearmed at Babaldoab. But I do need supply from Babaldoab, so they're going to head to Babaldoab. Then I can bring supply further down, so we'll set them to actually head to Babaldoab where they can refuel as well. It's going to be a bit of a risky trip, but they'll be able to make it. So they're going to head out there and rearm, basically. You... Set your home base to Kendari. I'll then have you head out and meet that task force, where you can then merge. Right, okay. So the base is empty here, that's good news. So attack and take the base. Oh, okay. Here we go. Let's see. We're going to land over here at Cotabato, however you want to say it. Then they can move north, so we'll land there tomorrow then. The good news is then we will basically be in a position, and we do have a light cruiser Oyach, which is a very nice light cruiser, the Kitagami actually. Indeed, yeah, we'll be in a position then to march the Naval Guard unit to the north very quickly, and well and truly surround Gagayan, which should make his forces more likely to surrender if they lose. I still have 268 AV here, which is not a lot of AV to be fair. Okay, there we go. That unit has moved in, which is good, so that signals the fact that the road is now open. So I can now move out if I so wish. Yeah, so we've got this road here, which is now open. So that's very good there. So we do have that. It does, but I need to deal with this. Once I deal with the enemy forces at Gagayan, then I can come back over here. I know it's not exactly great. It's only 20, so what I'm going to intend to do then is take one of these smaller units and move it there. I do regret my actions in Mindanao. I would have preferred to have actually gone in here with more assets, but it's a lesson learned. How many men aboard? It's a good number there. So they could come in there as well, and then march. Yeah. So at least we do have additional forces underway. Right, 91st. They're loading. How many is aboard? 955. That'd leave just a couple squads here, actually, which is fine enough, actually. I'll leave it there just as a garrison for the time being. So they're going to move in there to Jesselton. Though, actually saying that, might as well wait and allow them all to be loaded up. What's the roads like here? Secondary roads. Well, minor roads, I should say. I don't know why I say secondary. Yeah, Kitagami are made to be a linebacker. Oh, this is it, isn't it? It's just, it's a shame that they can't launch their, I mean, it's a shame the torpedoes of theirs can't multi-target. I mean, this is it. Every torpedo has one target only. But even so, it's still good. Still good. How often do you guys recommend saving during your turn? I mean, this is it. You can save as much as you like. I'm going to save now just to make sure I don't bloody lose something. The game is more or less pretty stable, so it's not too bad. I saved over the save I wanted to keep there, but never mind. This is what I wanted anyway, so that's okay. Yeah. It's one of those. If you generally know what you're doing, then you're alright for the most part. Right, they're going to move it into Miri, which would be good. So then I can rearm our patrol boats without issue there. They can refuel without issue, which is excellent. I would like them to be able to re-arm without issue either. Well, as well, actually. Being the only ship the IGN has at the start of Mariana's campaign. Yeah, it's quite amusing that, actually. Right. So the good news is then, once we have additional reinforcements over here, we should be able to finish this off. I'd be very happy with that. Right. What I'm going to do here then, so, cargo. You'll do fine. No troops aboard, as far as I can tell. And that's exactly what I need. These guys, due to that low speed, I don't want to send these 18 knots because it's not worth the risk. Right, so we'll take a couple thousand tons of supply then to Namala. There's quite a lot of supply, to be fair. I don't have to fill it anyway. Let's move to Namala. Right, then unload in, have them dock to unload. Then the turn after I will have them load. Oh, excellent, so we're nearly at level 5 port now. I might potentially wait then to move the air division, but no, probably just get moved out sooner. Oh wow, okay. That's kind of risky, actually. They are close. I think I'll send some additional patrol boats there to guide them in. Would not like to lose one of these, I'll tell you that. Okay. Additional tankers coming in. So we'll have the refuel then of truck, which is good news. Do need more supplies and fuel in the area in general. But we'll keep it periodic. Also, we did drain a lot of fuel from truck to move out the combined fleet's oiler assets. So it's going to be very interesting. There's a lot of assets being moved. But the good news is things are underway. The first lot of oilers have reached their intended destination, which is good news. We'll go ahead and check on the north. I'm not seeing anything north of Midway right now. We did previously see some ships. I don't regret sending the AS to Manus for the time being. I think we'll wait. Now, let's see. I'm going to check the map and actually see if there's any... Right, I'm not seeing anything really out this way. Submarine there. His submarines out of this area. Okay. I'll see you later, Ben, man. Have a good one, my friend. Yep, there we go. So we'll have some zeros available now. Okay, they're still resting. I need to get more air power. Also, Mayoko, famous for being part of the stunning victory in the Battle of Savo Island, actually back to the base, got promptly torpedoed by an American submarine. Yeah. Submarines are pretty deadly. Okay, they're unloading, that's good. They can then return to Saigon afterwards. Right, so that's a fast transport mission, which is good news. In fact, would it be worthwhile having them actually head down here to the base at Pontiac? There is some supply here, however. 124th Infantry Division, 124th Infantry Regiment's marching. It's going to take them some time to arrive over here at Sambas, but that's okay. Put them into combat mode. Eventually. I think as you, unpack time. Right, so I need to unload it first. Ah, goddammit. Right, unload and then we'll do it. But remain here, and then I believe I'll use them to move down to Pontiac. Ah, right, that makes sense. You can actually remain in position. So what I can do with the Naval Guard then is actually have them march back to Makassar. So we finally dealt with the Dutch units over there of this part of Celebes. I would like to deal with this unit over here at Kalaka, but we'll do that in time. Alright, so their march is still there. Do have the 82nd, obviously that will be reformed shortly. So they do have a risky proposition over here. And merge. Yeah, so we need that loaded. So they are increasing that ASW experience, which is very nice to see there. Ideally, that will be causing him damage over here. So he's moving southeast, which is interesting. Moving northeast. Okay. So where's MKB? So MKB is over here then, that's good to see. I think we'll have her come down to the south a little bit further. So like down that way, then head north. Kiyosumi Maru heading back. Right, our light cruiser task force moving out there. Yeah, so we're looking good here then. So let's see, they've arrived at Roy-Namur, so I can have them disband, and there we go. Yeah, hey, it's good to have you, Major. How you doing, my man? I don't know if they're going to make any progress due to the lack of fuel there. I need to get a little bit of fuel there. Again, in the near future. It shows you how to mismanage your assets there. Right. So those patrol boats are going to go ahead and I could have them wait a day. Let's see. So if I had them wait a day. they would be there. I'm going to have them go out and link up beforehand, actually. Right, so meet, merge. Oh, is that incompatible? So, if I place them in cargo, that'd be fine. What task force is it? Replenishment. If I change that to cargo, it should be fine. Right, so that's now cargo. Right, go merge. Can they be set to ASW on the way there then? Yes, they can. Right, so they're going to go out there and merge with this task force, so then I can actually have the cruiser, sorry, destroyer Oite, link up then with Abukuma and Kinu over here then with the Oilers. Yeah, there we go, we got it now. Strange, isn't it, really, when you think about it? Right. Oh, is that why she apparently went missing then? I don't really know much about her, to be honest. DMS7 over here then. So we'll have her dock and load up those assets then. There's no need to actually remain here. Right, load up, verified load, get back on. Then we'll have her head back to Luganville. Unless there's any other islands over here that'd be worth... I think they'd eventually fall to us, but it might be worth taking them just as a matter of course, but we'll see. We'll have it load up anyway. What about is it? Oh, Horn Island. Is it Horn Island? Oh, Howland Island. Where's Howland Island? Oof. Right, so we'll give it a go with the submarines over there. Yeah, oh, yes, Lord Howe, there we go, yeah. Yeah, it could be worth giving it a risk. I think it probably is worth risking it. I'll set them for Norfolk Island. But what I'll do even is I'll try and get some reconnaissance over Norfolk Island first. I might try for Raoul Islands, actually, to be fair. No, it might be a little bit too far out there. Yeah, we'll also destroy trainers beforehand. I think he might have assets out here, so I think I would like to run reconnaissance beforehand. Do I have a float plane anywhere around? I think what I'll do then is have I-10 run north, and I don't think it's proven providential down here. So we'll have her head north, and then we'll have her run reconnaissance over Norfolk. I'll get some reconnaissance over Norfolk before I do attempt it, but I'll have them load, and it'd be worthwhile to try again, especially considering the fact that we aren't seeing much here. But I need to make sure that there isn't any land forces, otherwise we'd lose that. Okay. So let's see, 22 here. I think I might go ahead then and increase the amount of bombers hitting Singapore now. I still got quite a lot of fatigue, which is actually surprising. So I think I'll have them wrestle. Let's just have them rest. Right, you're no longer needed to do reconnaissance there. Let's see, what do I actually have? So I don't have reconnaissance there, so what I could do is move them over there. So move them out to Singkawang. So we do see some assets out there. I don't think I particularly need... I'll take a look at Osthaven. See what he has for his Osthaven. Then I think afterwards I'm just going to have him run naval search in the area. Trying up that. I've really bungled Singapore, but that's due to inexperience. But we'll take it eventually. It's just going to be harder than what it should have been, really. But that is what one has to learn, really. Right, 21st is moving over there. They've still got to unpack, but they'll get over there. These units moving across, that's good. And we are moving additional engineers from... from Luzon, which will take a few days. Oh dear. Right, so additional artillery moving down there. Some additional aviation there too. Third Air headquarters moving as well, which is good. Yeah, we do have more assets there. Yeah, I mean, this is it. It's one of those things of had I actually understood how to prepare to take Singapore. Obviously, I did lose a lot of men by going for the Mercing Gambit and not understanding that. But we'll take it. It's one of those where it be delayed some degrees, ideally not too long, really. But we'll see. Right. Thinking China is pretty much good to go, to be fair. I wish I could get some supply in here quickly to Langson, but I don't think I have the means to do that. What's the range from Canton to Langson? It's 9 hexes, so too far there. What's the situation with your carriers? Well, we do have the MKB. So just select all. Right, we do have MKB, which has been refueled at Babaldoir, which is now heading to link up a truck. The combined fleet carriers are on the way, so they're moving out towards Baker Island. The first oilers have arrived over here at Baker. The other lot of oilers is underway. Just not too far from leaving the Marshall Islands now. We do have Shoho along with oilers over here at Marcus Island. So basically, the Shoho carrier, I suppose, would be something of a reserve to a degree. The reason being, we'll see how we're going down here. We have detected ships around this area, so we'll see how that goes. We should have a new carrier within a few days as well, which would be very nice. So yes, Yunyo will arrive in 6 days. Yeah, I mean, this is it. He did have a detection level over Combined Fleet, so we'll see what he may do. I don't think he's at Wellington any longer, but I can't say as to where. I think he's probably somewhere in this sort of general area. But we do have the H6K4s covering that southern approach. So I'm kind of hoping that he might get some sort of detection and then come north. Had it if we won USN carrier off Darwin. Oh, wow. Who's that you're playing there, Major? Sounds like a good game so far. Interested to see that they actually took the USNCVs to Darwin. That's pretty deep, isn't it? So what did they go, like, through here? I suppose they can do before Rebal falls. Still pretty bold, though. Interesting. Okay, they're marching off. Oh, cool. Hope you have a good game. Right, so they're going to be at San Fernando fairly soon, which would be good for us. How are we doing here? But that's good to destroy his aircraft. That's very good. The pilots as well is going to feel that loss. That's for sure. Have they... Right. So they've got underway with the 7th Tank Regiment. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That was unfortunate then, but I suppose you did catch him in the end. What was it that you caught him with? The Kidapatai, or did you catch him with something else? Okay. Yeah. No, I can imagine. Right, so let me move to Canton. What classes do we have here? Use and N. Those are some quite nice ships. I'm going to have them return to Japan. Possibly to Nagasaki. I was saying Nagasaki to begin with. I'd like to make sure I can actually make some use of these cargo ships. OKB Corpi OW and Repulsion Dock at Sydney. Wow. E high speed dash westwards from Darwin scraped. Wow. Quite a bold move then. What was it that was attempted to do then? Try to prevent you from taking the Dutch East Indies. Which is a pretty ballsy move, but it's an interesting one nonetheless. Okay. So they're going to continue to march north. We do have our supply ships over here. Well, the actual transport's in dock then, so they're unloading. So the good news is I will not be repeating this with the actual Yangtze supply movement, but the good news is at least I will be able to pump supply into this area then, which is going to be pretty exceptionally useful there. So I'm looking forward to that. So we do see a Chinese unit over here. Oh, 8 Chinese units. That's not what I would have preferred to have happened there. It's not the end of the world. We still potentially have the road down there, but that's interesting. So you have 29 miles there. 6 mixed brigade. Right, I'm going to have you remain in position here then, just to prevent him from grabbing that mountain hex. I want to make sure that I control it. I would have preferred to have had this hex over here, but it's interesting to see that he does have units out here. 8 units is not insignificant either, so that is pretty interesting. Maybe that's why he's having supply difficulties over here, due to the fact that he's moving all that supply up that way. We'll see. Alright. How much AV are you? 17. I'm going to march you back to Chengchi. I can use you for a garrison elsewhere. Might even send it down there to have another unit to actually go ahead and finally take out that war area headquarters. I do need to actually get some units here to have them brought out, but another day until they're ready to move out via rail. He did try to force the surface engagement the following turn, but the slow IGNBB's got to have a field day. Oh dear. I said about repositioning them, but actually I'm just going to keep them as they are, I suppose. Have you been rearmed? You have. Excellent. Okay. So what's the victory point situation right now in your end to accomplish something? yeah, that wasn't great. That wasn't spectacular. That was a misclick, that one. Quite funny how much it cost me in the end, that one, isn't it? And in our victory point situation, it's 7-7 to 10 here at the moment. So I did if we could have some major points, well, major bases, we might be able to catch up. I don't see us winning an auto victory anyway. But who knows? I mean, let's say, so if we land here, then these aren't worth very much. Actually, chunking would be worth a good deal. Severe storms. I mean, we do have light cloud and partial cloud here, so we'll see there. Yeah, Singapore, then how much is that worth? Is it, yeah, so it's... Yeah, so obviously we gain 420 and he loses 1829. Sorry, 1890. Is that how it is? That'd be interesting. Yeah, D plus troops. I'm hoping that we might be able to engineer an engagement against these USNCVs around here somewhere, if they show up. But we'll see. Still got hopes about this operation, but we have some time until we arrive there, so we'll see what happens. I don't know, if he makes a move down here, I'd be quite happy to pull the carriers around. At least we'd have a concentration. I'd prefer to concentrate them, but if he does show carriers, then we would look to engage, as I would be worth quite a lot there. I personally think they're around here. I mean, if they do head to the Indian Ocean, it will be rather interesting. I think we would have some notice about that. It wouldn't be the easiest situation to deal with, but it'd be an interesting one. Give them some rest. It was encouraging to see I think it might have been around about 500 casualties caused by the air attack by Shangtan. So that was nice to see that we can actually cause a decent amount of damage. It's not a huge amount due to the fact they're just disabled, but pretty nice going, as far as it goes. Alright, DMS is over here. I don't like the fact that they're just here doing very little. I prefer them to be elsewhere doing something at least useful. Okay, not so bad. I may have a naval attack. Right, now bombs increasing. No, I think that a bit. No, that experience isn't great. I might bring the G-Force from Japan there. So that's Misawa. They are on a restricted command, actually. Probably not worth it right now. Okay, I'm glad they arrived over here, so we'll have them disband. So at least we can actually rearm over here as well. Okay. So tank regiment's moving out. Oh dear. Okay, so just need to rearm fully. We'll leave them a turn here then to rearm. Then they can head out back to San Fernando. We'll link up the destroyers and then we'll go and engage them over here at Buswanga. Okay, they're moving out construction elements. Tankers are moving back to Japan. Okay, they're here for the time being. I'd like to get some aviation support into these islands, so that will be going on soon enough. Can we see which ships in terms of points has Japan lost? Well, that would be more than likely Haruna. Haruna is obviously going to be worth the most that we've lost so far. How you doing there, Cal? See, points-wise. Yeah, Haruna, obviously up there for the IGN. Next would be Jinsu. And then we've lost a few assets that I would have preferred to have kept, really. Yeah, well, I mean, as far as I can see in China, it does not look as if it's moving, so we will be crossing to Hengyang tomorrow, which I'm pretty happy about. I would have preferred it would have been preferable had the 104th been in a position to join them tomorrow. Unfortunately, they're going to take 2 days to arrive. But at least we do have 3 divisions, a brigade, and I mean, we've got 2 tank regiments and a reconnaissance regiment, so at least we're going in with a okay amount of force. We do have the 23rd Army there as well, as we'll have a core army and general headquarters as well to ideally benefit us. We'll have the air power going as well to benefit us as well. So, ideally, things go well. We're going to drop the paratroopers here tomorrow at Taiyuan and over here at Chikyang. So we're gonna hope for the best there, really. I'm hoping it will go ahead smoothly, and who knows, it might be a case of shock and awe for him there, really. The preparedness of the divisions does vary. Like, some of them, like 69 there, 30, 12, 21, 30, 10, 10, 38, 15. Obviously, that's not all divisions, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I took a look at the radar reports a little bit earlier on. Darwin Kakote Kunming, Pearl Harbor, Xi'an. So he's doing something over here at Xi'an, which is good to know. But we are marching there to Nanyang, so we'll see what happens. The task force near Midway were lost sight of. And the ones at the Line Islands as well, so that's Palmyra and Christmas Island have also been lost sight of. Okay, so Pago expands airfield to size 4, which is interesting. Suva expands to 6. Very interesting. So he's putting a lot of resources into this at Suva. A lot of resources into the area. The good news is, depending on what happens in the coming days, I don't know, it's going to be very interesting. I would be very happy to actually take those assets and use them against him. But he's running this. He's going to be running a delicate situation potentially in the future. So he's going to actually get the supply in there. So at least that's one thing that we have going for us, really. No, no worries there, Carl. Obviously, if you're not here, you're not here. I'll just berate you later. Oh dear. Alright. I think what it might have been then is this force was detected out here. So we have seen LCTs and ML. We have seen an AR. It might have been the AR that was reported as a CL, to be fair. Okay. So going to be waiting about a day anyway. These guys can begin to load up the troops over here then. So verify load, and just set that load, get them moving out, and then have them move up to one of these other bases as well around the area. In fact, I might have them take that central base there in that area. Well, actually, no, saying that, they're going to head in that direction anyway. I more than likely wants the APDs to move around to these islands. I think these bases on these islands are unoccupied, so I would like to take them. I know there's not a huge garrison over here at Denpasar, so Denpasar would be a nice one to take in the near future as well. So we'll see about that. I didn't want to have the CLs out there, but the good news is he may pay for this. He does have a submarine over here. We do have only a few mines. I'm just hoping that we might get lucky and he runs into those mines. Right. So still waiting for you to unload. Oh, sorry, load up, I should say. They're unloading. And then we'll move out the other assets. So they're moving out then, that's good to see. So we'll have additional fuel down here at Kandahar as well. So we've got 3750 over there. There's another 3750 there, so it's going to bring us to, what, good 7,000 plus over there at Kandahar, which would be quite nice. Yeah, it'd be interesting. I think, depending on what happens here in China, could make a decent bit of difference there. Yeah, they do, don't they? And I've got the assets that are moving from Makassar, then I think depending on what happens over here in China, I'll begin to move out an additional division or two. Well, the reason why the submarines have been so quiet is just due down to the moonlight, which is actually probably not a bad thing at this time, because it's actually working on our favour as well, as is in his as well as ours. So I'm not going to complain too terribly much. Right, they're heading back. Let's see. Ceres reported to have been sunk near Banap Islands. Interesting. So I think that's apparently an admission that it was sunk, apparently, which is interesting, which is pretty unsurprising considering it was the one that we hammered. Yeah, oil and refineries. So took replacements there, it's good to see. So Yukikaze has been returned to service, so I think she's one that we could do with sending back. Did he supposedly reported hit over here, which is interesting. I don't know where that was reported, but it might have been a misidentification, to be honest. He may misconstrue the B5M1 report as actually the evidence of the MKB there. I'm pretty sure he saw the MKB, so I don't believe that one really. As far as it goes for Balak Papan. So I believe we have 213 and 213. So it's going to take about, what was it, 87,000 tons of resources. Sorry, 87,000 units of supply, goddammit. 87,000k supply to actually repair it fully, I believe. It would be worth doing, really. It is definitely worthwhile doing. It's going to take a lot to get it there to actually repair it completely, but we'll see when we get to that point. It's not too far now before we actually begin to move oil and fuel out of the actual area. So that's going to be quite good, but I'm looking forward to doing that. Really isn't far. Really is not far away now. Okay. So what I'm going to do here then is I'm going to save it, and what I'll do then is potentially come back later tonight and then finish the turn. I'm going to try and see if I can get it finished tonight, and then get it sent off to THG. Ideally, we might get it back even sooner than usual, so that would be quite nice. I'll keep that saved there. So what I'm going to do then is save this as 71 part 1. Save that there. And then potentially come back later tonight and finish the turn. I don't think there's too much. A lot of things are already underway. And I do want to try and get things basically going quickly. We have waited quite a while for this turn, so we'll try and get it turned around sooner rather than later. Hey, doing there, Dr. Communist. I'm just about to end it here, per se. But I'm possibly going to be coming back tonight, so you'll be able to watch the replay then in just a moment. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. If you guys could go ahead and like the video, that would be much appreciated. Potentially might see you later on tonight, so here's hoping. Goodbye for now. Have a beautiful evening and an even better day. See you later, guys.